morning. I'm Amy, and this is A-Star Reads. Welcome to the 7th day of Christmas my true love gave to me. 7 swans a-swimming. But in actuality, he gave me swimming lessons because apparently I need help floating with all these books that I'm reading this month. I'm drowning. So if you haven't checked out my other videos for my 12 Days of Christmas Carol Advent Calendar Challenge, go ahead and check them out. I'm gonna link the playlist above and down in the description box below. And you can see what this is all about. I've been having a lot of fun, and I've been daily vlogging every day. And in fact, at the moment, I'm getting a little burnt out, so today you might not get as much of me, which you might be okay with. I'm only about 25 pages into this, so I really don't know too much yet. The writing style is good. It's very descriptive, but it's so different than what I just got finished reading and some of the other books that I read this month that it's taking me a minute to get into it. But I think I will like it. This is more literary fiction. I'm making up words now. Not literary fiction. This is a literary fiction. And so it's a different pace for sure. At this point, there's a man named Gil, and his wife went missing like 12 years ago. And he's at a bookshop in the beginning of this. He looks out the window and he sees his missing wife, who they all thought drowned, like in the ocean or something. He runs out of the bookshop and he's trying to get her. And in his haste, he ends up falling and hurting himself. So he gets hospitalized, and his older daughter calls his younger daughter, and so you're kind of meeting his younger daughter Flora and learning a little bit about her. She's coming to be with her father because, you know, this is frightening. And then the next chapter is a letter that Ingrid, his wife who disappeared, has written. And she's basically saying in this that she wants to talk about the truth about their marriage. So this first letter is to describe the first time they met, and then to be the beginning of this discussion about the reality of their marriage. I'm curious what kind of skeletons they're hiding in their closet. But today we're gonna do our advent calendars, and then I've got so much to catch up on. I spent so much time this weekend working on Six of Crows, which I'm so happy I did. I love that book so much, but I did not end up going grocery shopping. I have not done any cooking. I have not wrapped any gifts, and everything is coming up very quickly. So I need a day to catch up, which means that I probably won't get quite as much of this book read today, but that's okay, because you know what? I read Six of Crows pretty darn quickly. All our chocolates are gonna be gone.
Then what we're gonna have for sweets?
Not chocolate.
21?
22.
Oh, what is this?
Oh.
Oh, something different.
Can you guess what that is? Don't read it.
Limited edition of 5,000.
What is that? What does it look like? What does it look like?
Ghosts. Oh! How cute is that? Chip and Dale. Oh, I love Christmas ones.
Well, it does say ink and paint on it.
Oh.
So, it's an ink and paint one.
Your mom went a little crazy with ink and paint.
Apparently she did. Ready? Oh, it's that little... Oh, gosh. That little bear. So, 1947, Fun and Fancy Free. He's the little juggling bear. I can't I have seen this video maybe once, but I can't remember what his name was. I love all the colors on this, though.
I don't know his name, but he's adorable.
Okay, so I'm about 100 pages into swimming lessons, and at this point, I'm starting to get the flow of the story. Every other chapter is one of Ingrid's letters. It's a letter from Ingrid to Gil, and in these letters, she's describing how they first met, then how their relationship started. And you find out that she was a 20-year-old student of his because he was a 39-year-old professor. And he taught creative writing, and she was in one of his courses. You kind of are wondering, you know, is he taking advantage of the situation? What exactly are his intentions towards Ingrid? And if Ingrid is just so incredibly attracted to him, she doesn't really care. Well, she is. She's trying to resist, but she's not doing a very good job of it. And then every other chapter that isn't a letter is Flora's story. And Flora is their daughter. She's the younger daughter. And it's her story from the point that she finds out her father's in the hospital to when she's going back home. She has a few mishaps. she's trying to get to see her father, but then she's also really hoping that her mother is going to show up because she really does believe that her mother didn't drown and is going to show up all of a sudden because her dad had said, he saw her. So I'm not sure exactly how I feel about Flora. She sort of has a quirky devil-may-care sort of attitude, and she seems very self-interested. And her sister Nan is kind of the opposite. Her sister Nan, who's the older child, is the caretaker. She takes care of her dad, and she takes care of Flora in a lot of ways, which I think irritate Flora. But I'm not sure how much I like Flora yet, so I'm actually really enjoying the chapters that have to do with the letters between Ingrid and Gil. And it's not that I'm not enjoying the chapters where Flora is present, it's just that I'm not enjoying them as much because I just don't like her yet as much. And then switching over to a literary fiction like this where the writing is much more complex and you're definitely dealing with a lot of emotions, and I mean you do with Six of Crows, but it's in a different way. This is a lot more of a thinking type of book, and so I'm having to adjust my brain so I can start thinking. That sounds weird. Anyways, I am enjoying myself. And so we did go shopping today. It was a success. So this evening I've been feeling really successful because I've been doing reading sprints and then working on my huge stack of books and making progress on that. And then doing editing for my Six Crows video. So I edit that for about 30 minutes. Then I work on my books for about 15 minutes. And then I read about 20 minutes. And then I go back and forth and do all three things. Whenever I take in the time and actually set a timer for different activities, I always get a lot more accomplished. So it's like, why don't I do it more often, right? Yeah, I agree. Why don't I? But tonight, I'm getting stuff accomplished. It feels really good. All right, day 23, and we are almost at Christmas. I can't believe this. We only have 2 days left of our Advent calendars, which is always kind of bittersweet because you're excited about Christmas, but then at the same time, we don't have any more fun things to open. But today's a work day, my last work day before we close down until the 4th. So I've got to get stuff done. And then I do have some shopping to do today. Just a couple of other things I need to pick up. I'm on page 150 of Swimming Lessons, and I feel like I'm getting along in this book pretty quickly, and I am enjoying it. So I'm gonna keep plodding along on that. I'm getting close to being finished with my bookshelf book reorganization project, and that feels really good too. And I think that's it for today. It's gonna be a busy day. Countdown to Christmas, it's almost here. Oh, okay. It kind of looks like Iago from Aladdin?
No, I don't know.
No, I don't know. It's not Stitch. He doesn't have a long tail like that. Is it Stitch?
No, you gotta look.
It is Iago! You lied to me!
I don't know who it is.
I was like, it looks like Iago. And you're like, no, it's not. It is Iago, you liar. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I actually love Iago. He's one of my favorite characters from Aladdin. So this is perfect. Thank you.
Isn't cute?
Yes. This is Iago, Mom.
I didn't know who he was.
That's
He's
Iago.
a bird. They all look the same to me. Okay, let's see what I got.
Mom got 2 in hers.
I know. I'm
you
lucky.
opening the big one first?
Yeah.
Open the small one first.
I want the big prize first.
Okay, what is it?
From the back, it looks like Santa's sled. So from the front... Oh, it's another Christmas one.
Do you know who those are?
I'm trying to think. A fox and a pig. Oh, Groot!
And
what's
your favorite character?
The smart animal.
He's Rocket, your favorite.
Rocket, my favorite.
Mom can't remember her favorite character. Not
Season's
surprising.
Greetings. Oh my God, it's so cute. Season's Greetings.
It's really cute. That's another one of Rocket, little teeny pin.
Oh, I love it. Oh, I love Rocket. He's so funny when he makes him go get that guy's leg, and he's always asking for the stuff, and he doesn't really want it. He just thinks it's funny. Rocket's a shit, but I love him.
Things are coming along. These are all the books that I've already read. So we're going to probably try and do another bookshelf at some point with all the books that have already been read. But here is my bookshelves with all the books that I haven't yet read. I know that aesthetically these could have all been organized in a different way, so that was more visually pleasing. But I tend to like to organize things based off practicality in a sense. So I've separated them based on genre. Then I went alphabetically by the author's last name. So that's what I did. The lighting's not great, but I'll briefly tell you what I did. So up here is all nonfiction, and I have a lot of nonfiction. So these are all nonfiction I have not read. And then this section is fiction and historical fictions, and that includes young adults. So I've combined them here. And then from this on, there's some horror here, and then mystery thrillers. And on this section, it is completely classics. Actually, there is a little section of romance, but apparently I don't buy romance much because there's only 3. But then I've got like a giant thing with Shakespeare and the whole Narnia series, and then Anna Karenina. So these are some of my box sets, and all classics though. So down here is a little hard to see because the lighting is so bad, but this whole section is fantasy right here, both young adult and adult fantasy. And then this section down here is all sci-fi. And then at the very end, there's a couple of middle grade children books that I haven't read yet. Not all these books are my books. A lot of them are Mom's as well, but when I have a house full of books, I like to try and read what we have before I buy new ones or what have you. So, and then Mom loves some of these books, so I would love to try reading them and see if I enjoy them as well. So I kind of combined all of these together, and then I marked them all on my Goodreads TBR that I own them, so that I have kind of a listing of the books that I actually own. There's a few more that I found that I still have to go through, and I know that there are others somewhere in the storage garage. There are other books that probably need to be gone through, but at this point, this is probably as far as I'll go. We just need to figure out where we can put another bookshelf for all our read books that we'll probably read again. And then we have quite a decent stack of books that we're going to be donating or putting in our little library once we get that up. Good morning, it's Christmas Eve. I can't believe it's here. And I'm exhausted because I did something fun with a couple of friends last night, and I want to show you the result of that fun. We had this little competition to see who could make the best clay reindeer, and I won. This is my 2020 clay reindeer, poor guy. This is really how the year has gone for most of us. And look, you can even see his little butt. Just had so much fun making this cute little guy, and he won. I'm exhausted today, but I have some baking to do, and I still have a few things I need to pick up shopping wise, so I'm going to be doing that. I didn't read swimming lessons barely at all yesterday. I probably made about 15-20 pages, so I hopefully will get a chance to read that today as well. My aunt and uncle live about a half a mile away from us, and we are gonna, just with the 2 of them, do fried oysters. It's one of our favorite things to do with them. So we fry oysters, and then we're gonna watch White Christmas because it's our favorite Christmas movie. I hope everybody out there is keeping healthy and safe and taking care of yourselves this time of year, because we know we really need to take care of ourselves. It's been a very rough year, and it's almost over. We've almost made it to 2021, and hopefully 2021 is a better year. Another praline for the last day, which I think those are my favorites.
Those were the best.
Well, except the raspberry one, the white chocolate raspberry.
One of those. Yeah.
It's huge. This is a
guess
big
what
bin.
it is?
Do I know what this one is? I know what this one is.
Can
right?
you guess what that one is?
Not from this.
Oh, you have to look at the
Don't
back.
I have to open it? Look at the back? I can guess what this is.
I bet you can too.
Because I bet you this is one that I told you, you know, if you wanted to get me a special pin, I'm going to guess from the back of this thing. I guess that this is from Robin Hood. Just by looking at this. I don't know. I get this feeling. It's a gut feeling. Oh my gosh, I was right! Oh, wow. This is a beautiful, beautiful pin. Okay, Robin Hood is another one of my absolute favorite Disney movies. 3,000. So they only made 3,000 of these pins. And yeah, it's not always easy to find Robin Hood pins. You got 2 pins.
I can't guess from the wrapping paper either. Let's see, limited edition of 2000.
Ooh, what is it?
Oh, Wreck-It Ralph! Ah!
And you know what's fun about this one? It's smelly. It's scratch and sniff.
Oh my goodness.
Smell like?
Plastic.
No. It's supposed to smell like the candy, I think.
Oh,
let me smell it. You can't smell
I can't
anything.
smell.
It smells good. How can you not smell things, Mom? I can smell it. Very
My
clearly.
dad never had a sense of smell either. I inherited his lack of.
She is so cute. That's Penelope.
Penelope. Vanellope, and maybe I have Wreck-It Ralph here. Who knows?
You think so? Oh.
Happy! Everything.
So Mom loves holiday pins.
Oh my God, I do.
And this is the ultimate holiday pin because it has birthday,
4th of July,
4th of July, Easter.
Where's Christmas?
Christmas is his hat. Look, his hat.
Oh, I love it.
Even New Year, because the New Year, like... Okay, so I'm about page 206 in swimming lessons. And it's such a strange book because I'm enjoying the writing style and I feel like it's interesting. It's definitely interesting, and I like the pattern she has, with one chapter being a letter and the other chapter being kind of Flora's experience. But I don't like any of the characters. I just don't like them. And I don't think you're supposed to like them, or I don't know. They're not likable people at all, even though I keep reading it, and it's a pretty easy, quick read. I don't know how I really feel about it because I don't like the characters. But of course, when it comes to literary fiction and different books like this, you're not always meant to like the characters. It's hard to say. At this point, you're definitely learning some of the secrets as to why Ingrid isn't happy in her marriage. Completely understandable. She is living with a choice that she's regretting, really. A lot of choices that she's regretting. And then with Flora's story, I really cannot stand Flora. She's my least favorite character. She's awful. I probably would never want to be friends with someone like her or want her in my life because she's just terribly selfish, really immature. There's not a lot of things about her that... Anyways, what else bad can I say about this character? I just don't like her. I'm still reading it, and hopefully it won't take me too much longer to get through this book so that I can maybe find some characters that I like. Since we're going over to see my aunt and uncle tonight, I'm gonna do some wrapping right now, and I've got my aunt a couple of face masks, because those are always fun to do. And then she just got 2 kittens this year, so she's been loving her cats. And so I got her these super, super cute little Christmas cat slippers. And for their dogs, they have 2 dogs. Dottie's gonna get this little Christmas sweater. We've been getting them like Christmas sweaters every year. So there's that. And then Dixie is gonna get this little cute Christmas dress sweater. These are so fun. And finally, for my uncle, he just bought a boat this year, so we got him this cute coffee mug for when he's out on the boat. It says Naughty Boy. And then we got him this bag, which is one of those like waterproof bags. So like when he's out on the boat, he can put all his personal stuff in here and it's safe. So I'm gonna be doing some wrapping and then we're gonna head over to my aunt's house. We've got these catnip greenie thingies. So we've got their little gift that has like a little cat sticker on the top. a little bit of a ribbon, and a whole bunch of greenies for the kitties. Merry Christmas! It is day 25 and Christmas Day in the evening because it was a long day, a good long day. But we had Zoom calls, a lot of different phone calls, Christmas presents, and then we had a great Christmas dinner. So delicious. And I wanted to tell you one of my Christmas traditions that I do every year. It's been a tradition for, gosh, probably the last 10, 15 years. So we love to do Christmas crackers, which is a British tradition. So at Christmas dinner, everybody gets a cracker and they pop it. It has like a little, like a firework on it. You know, just like a, you know, like those little popper thingies that you can snap. And so you pull it open and it always has a crown. It has a little toy in it. And then it has a sheet of paper that has like jokes, trivia, sometimes a fortune. And so we opened up our crackers this evening. And of course, as you can see my beloved crown, I feel like a queen. And then I got a little pack of cards as my toy. And then I had my little jokes. And we just had so much fun just telling our jokes to each other and doing the trivia. And yours truly got a lot of the trivia correct, of course. It's a good thing I'm modest. Anyways, it was a wonderful, wonderful Christmas. And I'm so happy to be at home relaxing, though, because I'm exhausted. So, super tired, ready to read some more of swimming lessons and get back on track because it's been really hard to read the last couple of days. Having to wrap presents, having to, you know, keep in contact with people, which is exactly what you're supposed to do during Christmas. But yeah, I feel like I am behind at the moment. And this little girl has been super needy. Look at, tell him you've been really needy. She just wants to be on my lap all day long, all morning. Every single time I sit down somewhere, she's on my lap. She's just needy right now. What do you need, Cece? She just needs the lovin'. Just want to give you guys a quick little update because it's Christmas and I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmas. But I hope you had a wonderful Christmas and that you spent it with people that you love, even though it's really hard right now. And I hope that 2021 is going to be a better year for all of us. Hi, it is day 26, the day after Christmas, and I have finished swimming lessons. And today I was kind of busy working on my January TBR game video, which should be coming out tomorrow, and finishing swimming lessons, and then kind of just unwinding. I am having a hard time trying to figure out how I would want to rate this book. If I were to go right off the top of my head at the moment, I would say probably a 3.5. I think my issue is that the writing is really good. The topics are interesting. I definitely was able to go through this book quickly. I didn't get a lot of time to pick up the book in the last few days, but when I did, I got through this book very quickly. And I enjoyed picking it up and reading it. My issue is probably with the characters. I tend to be a person who loves character development. And even if I don't like the characters necessarily, I have to feel some kind of connection to them because there's definitely characters you're not going to actually like out there. There are plenty of people in this world we're not going to care for, but we can be really interested in them and interested in their story and feel connected in some way. I don't know if I felt that way about the characters in this. I don't know if I cared enough about them. So ultimately, if you're interested in books that discuss complicated relationships and struggles with parenting and family lifestyles, then you might be really interested in this book. And it is a literary book. It's a book that talks about books and has writers as the main characters. So it does definitely count for a book about books in a lot of ways. All right, so now that I'm finished with swimming lessons, I'm going to pick the 8th day of Christmas. I know Christmas is over, but I am still working on my challenge. And on the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a-milking. It's a strange gift, don't you think? I don't know if I'd really want that, but that's what my true love gave to me. Let's find out what kind of books I could possibly be reading next. I actually am going to be having the battle of the nonfiction because all 3 of these books are nonfiction, or at least in the vein of nonfiction. So this should be interesting. The first one, which covers the prompt 8, is We Were 8 Years in Power by Ta-Nehisi Coates. And this is a nonfiction book that discusses race within history and within the political arena. "We were 8 years in power" is a saying that was used during the Reconstruction era by Black American politicians, that we're talking about the time that they were able to take office and be political until white supremacy came and took over. Then Jim Crow came along, and then Black Americans weren't found in politics much after that. Ta-Nehisi wants to take that period of Reconstruction history and the 8 years that Barack Obama was in presidency and talk about similarities between that period and the period of Obama's presidency. So this sounds like a really important and interesting read. It's actually a book of essays. So this is all his essays that he wrote. I think they were put in the New York Times. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to double check on that. And it's definitely a book I would really like to read. The next book is to cover the prompt Maids, and this book is actually called Maid: Hard Work, Low Pay, and a Mother's Will to Survive by Stephanie Land. And this is a nonfiction memoir about Stephanie Land's experience as a maid. She's a single mother, she's a low-paid maid, and this is really a discussion about poverty and her experience working for the upper class and how she was treated, what she came up against, and what this looks like for the experiences of other women who have to work as maids in the US. So I think this does sound like a really good book, and I'm interested in reading it. I think it would be a good book for this challenge because it's not too long of a book, and I'd probably get through it pretty quickly because memoirs are pretty easy to read, I think, because you're just reading someone's experience. And the last book, which covers a milking prompt, is going to be the book Milk and Honey. This is by Rupi Kaur, and this is actually a collection of poetry. She's a poet from Canada, Toronto, Canada, and this collection of poetry really discusses her survival. It's broken up into 4 sections. Each section discusses a different type of pain, and then also her path to healing. So even though it's poetry, I think it's loosely based off her life and her experiences, so I'm considering it kind of nonfiction as well. I haven't read any poetry for this challenge, and I would like to read some more poetry, so I think this would be a pretty good option too. Plus, from the library, it's a staff pick, which, you know, means that it's pretty well loved and has some good reviews. So will I be getting poetry? I don't know. All right, I'm still at this, and I still want to get through all 12 days. I know that I'm running out of time, but I'm gonna just do what I can. Okay. Battle of the Nonfictions. Oh, Maid by Stephanie Land. This is on my Goodreads TBR. I'm excited about that. Okay, this one is gonna be good. This is nice and short. I think this is a good one. It's 270 pages. I can get through that pretty quickly. I do think this one sounds really interesting, and I think that a memoir is perfect for this challenge because I'm gonna zip right through this baby. And then I'm gonna go on to number 9. If you've read any of these books I just talked about, let me know in the comment section down below. I'd be interested if I should read the other ones, but for now, I'm ready for Maid. Let's do this. If you like this video, click the like button and subscribe right now so you can find out, will she make it to number 12? I mean, how many days do I have left? Like 6? I don't know. But I'm gonna make it as far as I can. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.